Hello Internet Nation. So today I'm going to show you how to store your extension cord in a better condition than this. Let's get it done.
Click on Zombie Apocalypse.
Okay, so when it comes to extension cords, the most common type or the basic type that people usually use is the reel type extension holder, basically like this. It's basically a reel and the extension cord gets wrapped around it. It's got a plug in the end. It works very well, and there's no real need to replace this if you've got it. Now if you don't have one of these and you want something similar, you can always build your own. This is basically a piece of wood. It's got two gaps or holes at the end that's cut in. It's got a handle on top. You basically just wrap the cord around it. I've glued or screwed, depending on your snap adapter, the snap adapter on the top part of the handle here, and I just plug it into itself when it's done. This works very well. You can either hang it up like this on a hook, or you can store it somewhere. Works very well. Now if you don't have that, and then this is probably the case that most people has to put up with. It's basically the extension cord all tangled up like this. Like you can see, this is never really neat. It's tangled up quite easily, and one of the main reasons for this is the way people store most of them. Normally they're just shoved onto a heap somewhere and they're left there. Otherwise people tend to love this, wrapping it around the arm. Now two things why that's not always a good idea is, one, if it's a fairly small loop that you make, so once you try to untangle this afterwards, it tends to tangle itself again. It's never untangled. Second part about that is it tends to twist itself, so the wires don't last as long because it tends to twist and the wires inside gets weak after a while or break off. Another thing is, this is normally on the ground in the dust and the dirt and so on, so it's very dirty, so you'll most probably get your arm and your clothes dirty while doing that. Now a bit better option of rolling it up in rolls like that would be this way. Extend your arms, spread them like this, and then bring them together, making big loops like this. You'll see the cords, even though it's tangled on this side, if you roll it in bigger loops like this, they are not really tangled anymore, and that's a fairly nice and neat loop. So if you continue this way, spreading your arms every time, all the way to the end, you'll see that it's a nice one. Now, almost when you get to the end, the last loop can be a bit longer, or the last length. Then you take the piece of cord that's left, you wrap it around like that, and then you can simply put it through the hole on top like this, and then bring it again. This will lock it. You can carry it around, you can store it. If you don't want to do it that way, you can always just, let's quickly unroll this part here. We can maybe just make one loop more, and when you put it around like this, you put the plug through the hole again, and then just plug it back into itself, and you can then hang this. So this will work easier. It stays together and is neat and tidy. This is, however, not really the method that I prefer. I prefer the bit more of a daisy chain method. So the way this works is you put the cord down again, take the two ends like this, plug it back into each other like this, and then simply work back to the other end opposite of the loose ends. It's a slight bit tangled like this. So you start with the loop like this. Now with this loop, simply put it around itself like this, so it makes a sort of a lasso effect, and then starting with that hole, take the cord and loop it through itself, and just continue looping it through the holes that you create like this, and you'll see that it makes a daisy chain effect. You keep on putting it through the holes until you get to the end, and you can just put it through like that. Now this daisy chain will not tangle if it's stored like this. You can store it double, so like this. Once again, you can just let it go. You'll see it's still a daisy chain. You can hang it up like this. You can always hang it double side if you want it a bit shorter. And the nice part about this is, if you want to use it, you don't need to untangle or unroll or unchain the whole effect here. You can basically just pull the plug like this, and then you can use the extension to the length that you need. After you've used only the piece that you need, you can plug it back into each other like this, and the chain that you made beforehand will still be somewhat intact, and then you can just continue making the chain complete again like this until it's at the end. There we go, the chain is still in one piece. Then you can fold this double once again, or you can simply hang it, or you can put it on a heap somewhere, but it will not tangle, and it's stored much nicer and much neater. Now, this is, like I said in the beginning, not the only ways that is available to storing your extension leads or your extension cords. Now, this is only my favorite ones and the ones I prefer. If you've got a method or a way that works better for you, please feel welcome to share it in the comment section below. Also, if you like the tips and you like the video, be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. So until next time, thank you very much, guys.